Okay, hold on. Give me like 3 minutes. I'm almost done watching this, okay?
Almost always do search the patient.
When you have to stop watching House and go to the office. Would you rather vote for Bernie Sanders or Nikki Haley? I would have to look more into I'd have to look more into Nikki Haley's policies, but like 98% I'd be voting for Bernie Sanders. But I would have to like there's a world where there are a couple worlds out of millions where I maybe would vote for Haley, but almost for sure would be Sanders. Why is Brittany so obsessed with you? We had a really rough conversation about that I didn't know was so triggering for her, and it was from then on, it was kind of like not good. I'm a stream disagreements. I have to bring something up to you about yesterday's stream. Nico, I understand. You want to talk about the volleyball person or whatever. Yes, you spammed it 400 times. I'm good. I appreciate it though. Thank you, but we're good. She's accusing you of voter fraud. I guess it doesn't matter. It's I guess it doesn't matter. My docs is all over the internet. You can. What do I say to this? If you know where to look up, you can see where I voted like this last election. But I mean, it reveals my address. But I mean, got everybody's docs anyway. But it wasn't Nebraska. Will she ever stop mentioning you? I feel like it's been years. I feel like I haven't talked to her since the whole everything was fucking weird. If I have to guess, with people like her, I think they have a vision of like what I am in their mind. So I'm like I didn't even watch the video because I don't tend to watch people that are obsessed with me. I don't know if I don't know if she thinks I'm like a rapist, murderer, horrible, evil person, whatever. But if you have this view of me in your mind and then you see me getting more and more popular, it probably mind fucks you a lot. So you have to go on like this mission to like take me down, because if somebody is so horrible and evil and terrible, like there's no way this person can still be in the media sphere. So you have to like go on like some giant crusade against them, is basically probably in her mind, we might guess. But yeah. Just like us with Hassan. No, Hassan is functioning a bit differently, I think.
Around. Thank you, America. It's the era of truth. It's the era of good. There's a shift in the world, and good is rising. The truth is rising. I'm just honored to be a part of America, and it feels like we're back, baby.
Mike, back to you. Now that you've actually gone 8 rounds with Jake.
Okay.
Correspondent Sarah Fisher on this.
Now that I think about it, I wonder if there's a way I can use this as precedent to go after a media personality that has impacted my real life experiences and has actively tried to, defame me deliberately by not only engaging in slander routinely, but also beyond the slander has actively targeted by way of his Discord and by way of his subreddit an interest to harass me and my family members and people that are around me. Interesting. I know just the lawyer for the job. Brother, I know the lawyer that successfully sued Alex Jones at the behest of the Sandy Hook victim families. You guys are talking about Lolo, but like, I also know the lawyer who personally successfully sued Alex Jones. Just something to think about. Yeah, maybe others should.
I promise you, my one promise that I will make is if Hassan tries to sue me for defamation, I will absolutely countersue. Whatever case he thinks he has, I have an infinitely stronger case against him. The idea that he thinks that he could sue me for defamation because of my opinions about him, when we watch so many of his videos and so many of his clips, like, what are you talking about? Whereas Hassan, like, knowingly and like willfully, recklessly lies about me. Like, he knows he does. He like is like, like the misrepresentation is not even close. And I think we're way too close for him to just say, "Oh, I didn't know," or like, yeah, that would be fucking hilarious. But yeah, I mean, if he ever wanted to, oof, you want to try to pull this like retarded shit you do on your little on your dwindling stream fan base? You want to do that in court? I mean, we can try that if you want. I'd love to, sure. Do I think my case could work? I have no clue. I don't know. Defamation for public figures is very hard, but Hassan engages in a lot of like pretty gross character hits on me that I would say are not rooted in reality. A statement to qualify as defamation, I believe the statement is called actionable, I think is what they're called. But it has to reduce to a fact of the matter. So like, for instance, Hassan saying that I'm like that I like support Nazis or love Nazis or some shit or work with Nazis or whatever. I think that those are statements that are like opinions. Like he can have that and never be wrong, right? If he's like, oh, like I think Destiny supports Nazis because he streams with Nick Fuentes, I don't think that's like a defamatory statement. Like that wouldn't be actionable. But when Hassan says things like Destiny said he wants people to run over protesters with cars, that's a statement. I never said that. I've never said anything even remotely close to that. And he knows that. And we've watched him watch the original footage on his stream, and he knows that. And these clips have been everywhere. So he's straight lying when he says that. And he might have even tweeted that out, I think, a few days ago. So that would be an actionable statement. That is clearly defamatory. The only question would be, did he act with actual malice in making it? I would say pretty easily, probably did. Didn't he call you a pedophile? I don't know if a pedophile, I think that's still an opinion statement. If you call me a child rapist, that might be actionable. But if you call me a pedophile, you could have the opinion that I'm a pedophile. I don't know if that would be, the N-word manifesto, justifying saying the N-word, I don't know if that would be an actionable statement. I think you could probably say that, oh, well, I felt like his manifesto was justifying the N-word, and that might be enough, maybe. The running over protesters thing is the one thing that sticks out in my mind, that he is that would be an actual statement that he's like, it's clearly defamatory in nature, clearly acting with actual malice. Like, that my guess would be that, yeah. But the other statements might be open too. I'm not sure, or maybe that one wouldn't even try. Who knows? Yeah. When you said mode on protesters, you probably thought you meant driving a tractor. Destiny, obviously true. Whoa. You also have to prove loss of revenue. Depends on the types of defamatory statements. Statements that are defamatory per se, you don't have to prove damages. I think there are statutory awards. What about your statement in the Artemis brothel where you said he fucked underage hookers? I can have that opinion. I don't think you could prove that I'm acting with actual malice there. I don't think I even am acting with actual malice there. You went to a brothel in fucking Germany. There are underage people in there. You might have fucked an underage one. They were under investigation. Oh, it's possible. There's no way that you'd be able to say 100% no. Like, actual malice is like you're acting with either gross negligence or you are knowingly making a false statement with the intention to harm the person or whatever. It's pretty hard to prove statements like that in court against public figures. It's very difficult, yeah. What about his statements? You encourage DGG to harass people? No, I think he could have that opinion and defend that. You could say that whenever I watch his stuff or call things out, that it's encouraging people to harass as possible, right? Would you be able to prove that Twitch keeps you banned because of Hassan? Probably not, without a whole bunch of discovery. And I don't even know 100% if that's true or how much that he would even have to contribute to that, yeah. Are you making any changes in your relationships with people related to the criticisms of Britt's video? I didn't even watch Britt's video, and I will never watch Britt's video. No. Especially not anybody as unhealthy as her. I'm good. I'm Gucci on that one.
Because you mentioned Hassan joined for some of the...
Yeah, Hassan joined. I will say, Hassan got to the park, and it was like, oh, he's never played with us. We played this park every weekend for like 6 months, and it's like, we kind of like know the vibes. And like, he put a shot up, and it kind of hit the rim, and he goes, oof, bad rims. Look, he's like, ooh, sun in my eyes. He's like, this place sucks.
Maybe watch this. Why was this linked? Oh, I might have clicked this earlier.
There's a crucial aspect
Jesus.
on the war in Ukraine that almost nobody's talking about, and that is the actual will of the Ukrainian people. First, I must state that I'm against the Russian invasion in Ukraine. Having said that, I also feel the need to acknowledge that before the war, Ukraine was deeply divided into two groups. In the northern half of the country, the people were mostly Ukrainian-speaking, pro-Western, whereas in the southern half, they were mostly Russian-speaking, pro-Russian. You can clearly see the divide in the election results over the past couple of decades.
Okay, I'm good. Can you explain how Trump can force his cabinet picks in without a Senate vote? I keep seeing that being said. I would have to look I don't know if this is constitutional or if it comes by congressional statute, but there's a way to do recess appointments, I think, where when Congress is out of session, you can appoint somebody in a temporary manner. I don't know if those would ever become permanent or how that would work, but I don't know the process for recess appointments 100%. Yeah. For 2 years? Is that true? A recess appointment lasts for 2 years? That would be kind of spooky. You see this Elon Musk retardation? I don't think you should. I don't think it's worth even. Everything he tweets is fucking stupid. I don't even know if it's him running the account. He literally is just like, he just constantly tweets like unhinged, crazy, ridiculous things constantly. Like, January 6th, Norman Finkelstein. These exhibits are so trash. You will not like what is coming next. You are very foolish, Mr. Gauthier. You will now lose all the money you embezzled paying for lawyers. Not smart. You forget that scores of lawyers are eager to work for free for me because they believe in me. And what judge will believe you when I make plain in the court that I don't want a single cent? I just want the money returned to the paid subscribers. It seems Mr. Keller, with his demented visions of grandeur, has convinced you that you can win. It won't happen. I have the moral resources to assemble a legal team that will do everything in its power to ensure that justice prevails. You had a dignified settlement presented to you. Return the ill-gotten gains. That's what decent people do, and receive reasonable compensation for your labors. But you got greedy. It's not the first time that's happened, but it won't be at the expense of my hard-earned reputation. Next time, you, Mr. Keller, and Mr. Wallace should choose a more worthy target, stealing money from a blind man's cup. Jesus Christ.
Vicious win.
Vicious win. Thank you, Dad.
Love you.
Nigga said two. What?
Jesus. Why the booty? Wait, what the fuck? What even is this?
Why?
It was broadcast on Netflix? Why was he wearing that? Okay.
Weaponize the justice system. If Trump attempts to weaponize the justice system against his political opponents with Matt Gaetz at the helm, we could see incoming Senator Adam Schiff as our shadow attorney general, arguing against replacing our independent prosecutors with Trump loyalists. If Trump seeks to eliminate the Department of Education, Congresswoman Johanna Hayes, a former Teacher of the Year, could step up as shadow education secretary to loudly defend public education in the United States. If Trump orders Marco Rubio to hand Ukraine and much of Eastern Europe to Russian President Vladimir Putin, Congressman Greg Meeks, as Shadow Secretary of State, could be a strong voice in support of maintaining international relationships and protecting democracy at home and abroad. Senator Michael Bennet, as Shadow Treasury Secretary, Congresswoman Susan DelBene, as Shadow Commerce Secretary, could help ensure the middle class and small businesses have a voice in government and call out Trump's proposed tax cuts for billionaires and corporations.
What does any of this mean? In the 1 minute that I've watched this, and if I were to actually like look at the full thing, My guess is what he's saying is he just wants people in the Senate or the House or both to like be strong advocates for these different like branches of the executive, is my guess. Is probably what he means. And MAGA people who are largely illiterate, mentally disabled, and otherwise intellectually inhibited are probably interpreting this as like, oh my God, they're forming a top secret shadow government that for some reason he's announcing in front of Congress.
As Shadow Defense Secretary, Congressman Adam Smith, a great representative for the people of Washington and not a Fox News host, could counter Trump's threat to use military force against his political opponents and work to ensure that the Department of Defense stays loyal to the Constitution and not some wannabe dictator. And Senator Tammy Duckworth could argue against cuts to the Department of Veterans Affairs that would delay the benefits and care our service members have so rightly earned. If Trump hands over the EPA to big oil ally Lee Zeldin, we could see Congresswoman Kathy Castor pushing back for environmental protection.
Shadow governments are a fairly common thing in Europe. Oh, they might be. In the U.S., they're not at all. I've never heard the term before, so it's not spooky to us.
And conservation to protect the air we breathe and the water we drink. And if Trump pushes to ban abortion nationwide, Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro could step in as Shadow Secretary of Health and Human Services to defend women's right to choose and argue against the gutting of Medicare by Trump and his cronies. Mr. Speaker, new times require new solutions. The Shadow Cabinet isn't just about opposing extreme MAGA attacks on our government. It's also about making clear what we stand for, not just what we're against.
Isn't this considered insurrection? This guy is a bot too. This is not real. This guy posts so much. He's under every tweet. And he posts like hundreds of times a day. It's insane. 37 minutes ago, 32 minutes ago, 33 minutes ago, 34 minutes ago, 34 minutes ago, 34 minutes ago, 36 minutes ago, 36 minutes ago, 42 minutes ago, 43 minutes ago. This has to be either a bot or multiple people running the account. I love the quote, like how threatening this is. If Trump attempts to weaponize the justice system against his political opponents with Matt Gaetz at the helm, we can see incoming Senator Adam Schiff as our shadow attorney general arguing against replacing our independent prosecutors with Trump loyalists. Oh no, not a debater. It's over. Like, yeah, okay. Check out this guy getting arrested in the UK, apparently just for criticizing the pro-Palestine protests in London. Yeah, is that the only reason he's getting arrested? Or am I about to watch a 22-second video that cuts off most of what happened? Nice background lamp. Do they light worth a shit? What?
The bill to suppose you do not attend any events involved with Palestine, okay? The reasons why we did this is on the 17th of the 10th of 2023, on Bethel Green Road at 10:04, you were witnesses saying, obviously, people, why are they over here, etc., we let them into our country, etc.
I don't know what the fuck this guy just said. This is a troll video. Remember that when bongers are on video, if it's not a hidden camera, they speak the fake accents or whatever to like mindfuck us in the West. So I don't know what the fuck he's acting or trying to do, but
so big deal.
Yeah, okay.
So big deal.
Finances on the television.
Say that. Take him. Disgusting. These are disgusting. Absolute. I'm a stage 4 cancer patient and I need to be here. Make a scene of shit.
The UK is the West. Not after Brexit. They're their own. Okay, they're no longer part of the West or Europe.
Maybe the issues make the seem you're arresting him because he said something in the street about Hamas, a terrorist organisation.
You haven't been round the block. You don't know what you're talking about. John, have a question. Did you hear that?
What?
Almost Palestinian flags in Bethnal Green Road. And they discussed it. Absolutely discussed that. Why didn't you step them down, John? Why didn't you step them down? John, nothing in my pockets. Oh yeah, actually I do. What have you got? I have working equipment. I have. Yeah, we're two Stanleys. In your pocket at the moment? Yes. Okay, yeah. Yes, I've got Stanleys in my pocket. Okay, well, you've got them in your pocket, okay?
Let me a minute. No, I want to see how many cops are outside. Yeah, I want.
I see all that. You need to stop all that, yeah? You need to stop all that. Yeah, I know. This is your freedom.
Look at the cops!
Do you believe people should be visited at their homes by police for posting something critical of Palestine? I'm not saying this guy's chill, but it's weird how you play stupid. I don't know. Is that all he was... First of all, I don't even know if that's all he was visited for. Number one. Number two, doesn't the UK have like laws against like certain types of hate speech or whatever online? So if he's using racial slurs or whatever, I think they are allowed to do that in the UK. Okay. Number three, if you're asking me, do I think that should happen in the United States? No, I don't like those types of laws. In the UK, I don't know. It's their country. They can regulate their shit the way they want. The people can vote on things the way that they want to vote there. If I live there, I don't think I would necessarily like it, but it's not my country, so it's hard to dictate like how their freedom of speech laws or their criminal laws on harassment or whatever should work. I don't know.
Should I play it?
Yeah. I'm ready to hear.
God, why does he talk like this in real life? It's so fucking cringe. Ugh.
Okay, should I play it?
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm ready to hear it. It's such a Hassan pick. I've never heard this before.
Why is he such a LARPing cringe lord? God, he's so cringe. Ugh. Why do you hold different countries to different standards? I can be more understanding people doing bad things if it's considered part of their culture, but I wouldn't say it's not still amoral. It's immoral for different countries to pass different laws around hate speech? I don't know if I have a strong enough like moral grounding on how I feel like a law should be around what kind of content you can commit online to say that I would judge another country for doing it. Like different countries are going to have different laws on some things. I don't think yeah, I don't know if I would say like, oh, they have to change this because of my American sentiments. I wouldn't want it here, but
It's K-pop.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, then I like it. Oh my god.
real strong endorsement of freedom of speech there, Destiny. Why would I'm not, first of all, what freedom of speech even means is already is up for debate. Number one, right? Like if you get banned from a social media platform, is your freedom of speech being hurt? So number one, that's already like a concept that's not super well solidified. Number two, my concept of what I would want for my country is necessarily going to be different than what other people might want for their countries. That's like, we can have different, do you think there has to be 100% congruence or alignment with every single law? Or do you think that the concepts or the individual ways that we regulate freedom of speech, that has to be 100% aligned with every country? I don't think that's...
Holy.
What? Are you laughing?
Apparently this is like North Korean music. I don't know. That's cringe. Cringe. Okay. Do you understand why Hassan does this stuff? Because I don't. Wouldn't it be easier to not promote terrorism like it's a strange grift? I don't think it's a grift. I think it's like a, he's genuinely pretty hardcore ideologically captured. And it's like cool for him to signal that he's like down with this like anti-American weird, like authoritarian foreign shit. What is this? Hold on.
Our boyfriends also have a very questionable, almost carnal, lascivious obsession with LeBron James because every single day my boyfriend brings him up to no end. First, it was my sunshine. Every day, my sunshine, my sunshine, my sunshine. I thought he was talking about me. My nigga, he was talking about LeBron. Now he's talking about pouring honey on a goat. I'm pouring honey on a goat. What are we talking about right now? Do you want to have sex with him? I think my boyfriend is emotionally cheating on me with LeBron James. Every day he's bringing up LeBron James. LeBron James. He asked me if we can name our daughter LeBronette. Is this should I be concerned? I don't know. I think I'm talking to my therapist about this. Imagine you wake up, you pick up your phone, your boyfriend starts singing, "You are my sunshine, my oh my god, wow, you really love me." He's talking about a 48-year-old basketball player.
Okay. Shouldn't you have uniform moral codes for all countries? I think that there are some things that are so egregious and so bad. I think in international law, these are referred to as use cogans, that like every single country should be forced by threat of like military invasion to follow them. So for instance, there probably should be no country where it's legal to rape somebody, or where it's legal to murder somebody, or where it's legal to like enslave like a group of people, or legal to engage in apartheid or stuff like that, right? I think there are things like that. But when it comes to things like what should your civil court systems look like, or how should your freedom of speech look, or what like rights should be doled out to media, like I don't think that that's like, I think that countries are allowed to have different, I think countries are allowed to have different beliefs on that. Like, it's pretty fucking retarded, especially because I know the conservatives in chat that are saying, like, it's pretty retarded that you guys are like, oh, we'll send abortion back to the states. You're telling me that different states in the same country can have different views on whether or not you're murdering a baby in an abortion, but every country has to have the exact same agreement on how to regulate freedom of speech? Like, what?
I don't know anything about streams. I don't even.
He's like trying to have a. The thing about Adam is that like, I mean, obviously he's not taking anything seriously, and he's like trying to have like a humorous, normal conversation. And Destiny's like so clearly just like debate mode. He's trying to be funny in his own way, but also simultaneously just like can't turn it off. One thing that people say about me all the fucking time is like, oh, Hassan, we're not talking about politics. You're like a really chill guy, okay? And yeah, sure, maybe some people have
Who says that about Hassan? Wait, wasn't Valkyrie on stream? Didn't she expose Hassan for being like, you're on your phone doing Twitter all the fucking time? Like, so much so that the next day, Hassan had to be like, I don't even have Twitter installed on my phone, guys. He said that in his Discord, remember? I remember when I hung out with him in real life around like offline TV and shit, Hassan would bring up political shit and stuff all the time off stream. Like, crazy. Maybe he's changed a lot in real life. I don't know if anybody else around him, like, Jesus.
Political disagreements with me, okay? It is what it is. There's not much I can do, right? But like, I'm not, like, when I have a conversation with Bradley Martin, I'm not like fucking, I must do an omega own on this person. You know what I mean? Like, just be fucking normal. That's the same shit. That's the same shit with Destiny too. Be fucking normal, dog. What the hell's wrong with you? But you can't. He's just like perma-stuck in fucking debate brain.
It's so weird. I've done so many more shows than him over the past few years, and I've been on so many different platforms, and I've talked to so many more different people, and he literally is trying to accuse me of not being able to change up. Okay. Why do you apply different moral systems depending on the intensity of the immoral act? What is your reasoning behind switching between the two? I think there's probably different categories of moral things where you can like hardcore enforce it, and there are other things where you can have some room for disagreement. Like if I knew, for instance, that my neighbors, every single time their children misbehaved, they were to take out like a crowbar and just start like beating the shit out of them. I'd be like, okay, well, we're probably going to call the cops, or your kids are going to come live here, or you're like, this is unhinged. Sorry, like that's not acceptable. But if I found out that like my neighbors, when their children misbehaved, they grounded them by banning them from, I don't know, their phones for a week, and they weren't even allowed to talk to friends. And I'd be like, I don't agree with this. I don't know if banning them from talking to friends for a week seems extreme. But like, I don't know if that's on like the ring of moral stuff where it's so bad that like somebody needs to intervene. I get that's what you're doing, but why? Because any level, why am I doing that? When you look outside of an airplane, when airplanes are flying in the sky, you'll see the wing is like doing this, okay? And sometimes when you look at it, it can be spooky, but the reason why it's important that the wing is bending is because a material that has some level of flexibility to it is a material that is less brittle. Brittle meaning as soon as you change any of the, there's a name, I don't know any materials engineering terms, but if you change the form or shape of it, if you bend it at all, it breaks, right? In order for societies to function well, there needs to be some level of friction that's acceptable, or cohesion, a difference of beliefs that can work alongside each other. I don't think there's any moral system or political system or public anything that demands 100% congruity in beliefs that is sustainable. Because to quote the Federalist Papers. Actually, I will just completely rip this quote because it actually illustrates what I'm talking about completely. Fuck, which one was this from? Wait. Okay. Well, now you're going to sit here while I find the quote and then write it on my quotes, because I don't think I was taking quotes down yet. The word was plasticity. Oh, never mind. Federalist number 3. No? Wait, uniformity of opinion? No. Fuck! What am I looking for? The word is malleable. Nope. Destiny needs to become the sound guide, cover all past events in retrospect, especially in SE2 ones. We can finally find out what the NASL sound audio... Oh, shit. Link me the NASL event. I can probably tell you why it was fucked now. Fuck. I'm not going to be able to find it. There's a quote in one of these first 10 that we read that has to do with, like, as long as there are men living in some area, like, reasonable minds will always give rise to different opinions that need to be, that people have. Fuck. What was the quote? Oh, wait. It might be this. Hold on. Maybe? Wait. I think it's this. As long as the reason of man continues fallible and he is at liberty to exercise it, different opinions will be formed, right? No man is perfect. As long as the connection subsists between his reason and his self-love, his opinions and his passions will have a reciprocal influence on each other, and the former will be objects to which the latter will attach themselves. We all have different interests, opinions, ideas, and we love ourselves in the way that we live, and they can form opinions around the things, like all of these things like interplay with each other, right? The diversity in the faculties of men from which the rights of property originate is not less an insuperable obstacle to a uniformity of interests. The protection of these faculties is the first object of government. From the protection of different and unequal faculties of acquiring property, the possession of different degrees and kinds of property immediately results, and from the influence of these on the sentiments and views of the respective proprietors ensues a division of the society into different interests and parties. Like, different people in life have different roles. A blacksmith might have one role, a business owner might have another one, a landlord might have another yet, and a farmer might have another, right? And more and more and more, right? As different people grow through different lives and they have different families and different interests and different whatever, like different ideas about what should be right and what should be wrong and what should be legal and illegal and who's like. As long as two people exist, there will always be two opinions on some topic. Like, that's always going to be the case. So to return to the question of like, why is it okay for some people to have slightly different laws or morals than others? Like, groups of men will always produce different opinions or laws from other groups of men. And for anything to succeed, there has to be some super system that can incorporate people with even different moral beliefs on some things. Now, some things we must demand congruity on, right? We can't live in a society where people are allowed to murder, steal, like that kind of stuff, right? But for things that aren't demanded of us in order to function, we also have to demand some level of acceptance for people that have different beliefs. Otherwise, society breaks, right? It's brittle. This next paragraph has a lot in it as well, but yeah, okay. Jesus. And to extend that globally? Yeah, probably. Like, different countries would have different ideas about what's right or wrong, sure. Do you think democracy should be a universal value? I'm not sure. I don't know 100% about that. I don't know how I feel about that. What do you think would happen if the Union outlawed slavery when the Constitution was ratified? I have no idea. Why wouldn't what you just said imply that? What? I don't know what that question means. Jesus. Kant's doctrine of right also talks about the difference between enforceable rights and things that are just virtuous. So there are some things we can use the government to enforce, others we just have to encourage. Oh, like the difference between like murder and lying. Like, we should all say nobody should murder and nobody should lie, but lying isn't illegal, but a murder is, right? Should we be able to invade countries that have laws that allow for rape and murder? Yes, I believe we already are allowed to do that. I think that, is that a cause for war in the UN? If a country is betraying or has legalized something that's considered a jus cogens, some bare bones base moral precept, I have to check. Does the UN allow for any cause for war? I know obviously retaliatory stuff, but I know at the very least you can do, I mean, you could do UN resolutions and everything that would eventually, I'm pretty sure you could, yeah.
Today's topic is Twitch's new update on hateful conduct policy.
Just woke up.
It's official. Twitch has said Zionism as a slur is no longer allowed, people. You can't just call anyone a Zionist anymore.
Oh, he's sick.
I have some pretty conflicted thoughts on this change. let me read it to you, and then I'll give you my thoughts. Let's see here. Our hateful conduct policy is designed to protect our...
Is this his audio, or is there weird shit happening in my background?
Let's see here.
Okay, Jesus.
Our hateful conduct policy is designed to protect our community from attacks based on a person's protected characteristics.
Wait, am I listening to like some 7-dimensional audio? What the fuck is happening? Why does it feel so weird?
Such as race, nationality, religion, or sexuality. The policy prohibits harmful behavior, like suggesting that a victim of harm deserved it, or sharing a hateful image or symbol. An image of hate. I'm really curious. Hateful image or symbol. Does that include the Houthi flag that says a curse upon the Jews? Because that is still up on Hassan's channel, just for the record. But maybe then it says Jews. It doesn't say Zionism. Maybe that's the new walk around. They're like, yeah, no, fuck it. I said Jews, not Zionist. The language used to cause harm and spread hate changes over time. So true. To ensure our policies adapt to those changes, we review them and how they're applied to prevent those harms. So admirable. As part of our hateful conduct policy, we prohibit the use of terms that may not be harmful or abusive in isolation, but can be used as a slur or to I'm having trouble with this word. Denigrate? Oh, denigrate. I thought it was, it almost made me say the N-word. I'm telling you, this denigrate word is dangerous. I almost said that, you guys. I would have been in violation.
That fucking Linus Tech Tips of him talking about the hard R is still one of the funniest fucking... Oh my God.
Of this very thing I'm reading. Unintentionally, of course. But can be used as a slur or to denigrate others.
Linkers, how have you not all seen this?
I mean, it's been kind of eye-opening. I've just sort of randomly here and there picked up episodes of, old shows that I hadn't watched in a long time from like the early 2000s, and just the casual the casual sort of gay humor, casual use of the hard R.
Oh, really?
It's jarring. Yeah, it's jarring now. And for
casual use of hard R.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like okay, it was an episode of American Dad. And it was just like, yeah, it wasn't for shock value. It was just like used.
Whoa.
Right? Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? That was in 2003 or something, like 2002.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna deny that I dropped my fair share of hard R's back then, because we didn't even the term hard R didn't even exist. A fair share of hard R's back then, because we didn't even the term hard R didn't even exist. We didn't think about it, right? And it's funny because to me that doesn't feel like that long ago, but to my kids,
are you talking like N-word hard R?
What? No.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's how people use that term.
No,
I think
that's
so.
The N-word. What are you guys talking about? Am I mistaken?
I think so.
No, the one with the for mental disability.
I'm pretty sure people use hard R in a very different way than you just used it.
Oh. Okay, either
hard
way.
R means ending
I understand.
the N-word
I
with
understand.
a hard R.
I understand what you mean. No, I'm not talking about that. Okay, cool. So I'm glad that
I'm
we have
freaking
cleared that up.
Neo over here, dude. We're dodging bullets. That was bad.
Okay, yes.
All right.
Thank you for that.
In certain contexts.
I'm so curious how many people he said that to before? Yeah, I used to say the hard R all the time. Like, even as recently as like 2015, I would call people the hard R constantly. Like, what can I say, man? People would act stupid online. And I mean, what do you call stupid people? Obviously, yeah, hard R all the time. Like, I wonder how many conversations he's had that he's had to replay and I'm like, hold on, wait a second. Jesus.
In line with that approach, starting today, using the term Zionist to attack or demean another individual or group of people on the basis of their background or religious beliefs is against our rules. We recognize that Zionist and Zionism also refer to a political movement. Using the term to refer to the political movement, whether in a supportive or critical way, does not violate our hateful conduct policy. Our goal isn't to stifle conversation or criticism of an institution or ideology, but to prevent coded hate directed at individuals and groups of people. We include examples of the language we prohibit in our enforcement here. We want to make sure that our hateful conduct policy continues to be flexible and yada, 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 yada. Here's my take. I'm pretty sure that there must be at least 20 VODs of Hassan's, of him using that word as a... Okay, here's my issue. Already, Twitch is not enforcing their own policies. The Houthi videos, of the propaganda videos of interviewing the terrorist kid, of the Houthis like storming this shipping boat, it's still up on Hassan's channel, and he has not been punished. Not even warned, as far as I know.
Damn.
It's kind of funny. They threw like his little waiting room friends under the bus, but he's totally fine somehow, even though this is really all about him.
Use the bathroom 1 second.
So they already don't enforce their policy, right? So that doesn't give me a lot of faith. But then the other thing is, so who's going to decide if the usage of Zionist is a slur or if it's like a relevant label, right? Is it going to be the same people that are refusing to punish Hassan for flying a Houthi flag that says a curse upon the Jews? Well, he didn't fly it, but you guys know what I mean. It's in the background of the videos he enjoys. What about, Hassan glazing up Hassan Nasrallah? He doesn't deserve me saying his name fully. He doesn't have that respect. He's fucking dead. He's dead. Now he's Nasrallah. Nasrallah. So who's gonna make that call, right? Is it Dan Clancy's gonna be making that call? Who's qualified to make that? I know that everybody who works at Twitch is like mega Hassan simps, right? We've seen the videos of Dan Clancy singing him happy birthday and forcing everyone to participate, but they all love him and they all think and feel the same way. So who's doing it? Who has the wisdom, the cultural background to say this one is racist and this one is okay? I'd like to know, because I think that's important, because as it stands, the people who are in policy, frankly, are clearly not capable of making that call. If it was like some Jewish advocacy group that was involved in these decisions, then I think like, okay, that might be legit. But as it stands, it seems to be a pretty hollow guarantee from Twitch trying to make these things smooth over. And I think it's going to cause them a lot of trouble. I think it's insane. It's an insanely new policy because it's like the word Zionist is thrown around on Twitch like, every other word with these political streamers, right? So how the fuck are they going to actually sort through that and decide? And then they're going to get like massive tons of reports. I don't know how they're going to do it. I doubt that I don't even doubt that they'll ever even enforce that rule one time. Not even one single time. So yeah, empty, hollow. I mean, Hassan has been glazing up. This dude, Bad Empanada.
Jesus.
If you guys know who that is. He's like actually psychotic, and he's been making a lot of hate videos about me and calling Ela a terrorist and baby killer and all that.
Wait, I'm so sorry.
He's been making a lot of hate videos about me and calling Ela terrorist.
I don't know. I'm getting, I don't know if it's my headphones or I don't know if it's this video. I'm getting freaked the fuck out. I'm sorry, Jesus. Everything sounds like it's like super in my background in this video. I'm getting mind fucked so hard. Holy shit. I thought somebody was trying to get into my apartment. It's Ela? I know, I'm just saying, I don't know what it is or why the sound is like so stereo. It sounds so real or it's mind fucking me hard.
And he's been making a lot of hate videos about me and calling Ela terrorist and baby killer and all this. And Hassan's been enjoying his videos. Here's a tweet from him. You guys will enjoy this. It says, oh, Hamas raped a bunch of babies and kids now? Where's the video evidence of it? I was looking to jerk off anyway. You think I'm kidding? That's a real tweet. That's Hassan's guy right there, boy. We love me some bad empanada. This is the guy he's been promoting. There's an active genocide going on, which is receiving crucial backing from the U.S. government, like President Joe Biden. If you are an American, these people are within your reach. Coincidentally, the U.S. is one of the easiest countries in the world to buy a gun. I'm starting to see why Hassan likes this guy. I mean, Hassan did tweet out the blueprint for the gun used to assassinate the former Japanese prime minister.
That's such an unbelievable tweet, dude. Holy shit, that tweet was so crazy. My God.
In response to a senator's tweet. So, I mean, I guess I can see the overlap there. Zionists everywhere, anywhere are combatants, actively spreading propaganda to enable a genocide. Their words kill, they must be stopped. So, this guy thinks I'm like the epitome of a Zionist. And that Ela is like literally killing babies on her free time for fun. So when he says Zionists, and everywhere are combatants, he's literally saying right here, to kill Jewish people. Because let's be real. Who's splitting the hairs on that one? Are we gonna have a Twitch censor being like, no bad empanada, don't kill Ethan. He doesn't fall under the term Zionist as a political movement. It's just a slur when you say it to him. He's saying kill Jews everywhere. Okay, I love that. Very cool. This one's really good. Check this out. He says, just like Japan, a nuclear bomb is needed to stop Israel. Yeah, good idea. This one you guys are gonna like. And I can really...
Oh, Ela's, she's washing rocks, guys.
See why Hassan likes him when I read this. 9/11 was an attack on a legitimate military target. Those within the towers were the soldiers of Western financial imperialism. And it was there that bureaucrats schemed and carried out operations to indebt other countries to steal the resources and bring them into ruin. The murders of countless millions had been plotted and dictated from within those walls. Yada yada. Its attack is just as valid as that one on the Pentagon. Yada yada. But yeah, he says 9/11 was an attack on a legitimate military target. And I mean, Hassan is the we deserve 9/11 guy. So
I think sometimes that American free speech is a problem. The problem is that there's a lot of problems. It's a multifaceted issue, but the crux of the problem, I can give you the crux of the problem, but the thing is there's like 20 other things feeding into it. The crux of the problem is that any mature adult knows that every right comes with it some awesome responsibilities. The awesomer the right, the awesomer the responsibilities, right? The more insane the right you're granted, the more insane the freedom or privilege you're granted, the more insane the responsibilities that go along with such a freedom. For various reasons, and this is where it gets complicated, people have abandoned that, at least on the right, people have abandoned that when it comes to freedom of speech. Freedom of speech to a lot of people on the right is a right that is granted with no responsibility, with no consequence, not to be cherished or protected in a responsible way or manner. It's just something to be doled out indiscriminately to every single person with no concern or regard for how it's wielded. And the issue is that there are obviously now a ton of bad faith not interlocutors, I would call them leeches, I guess, or virus, viri. I don't know what the plural of viruses is. This viruses. People basically like leech onto this system and they're like, oh my God, look, it's freedom of speech. They don't really care about freedom of speech. They're just using it to lie. That's the whole point, right? So it's unfortunate, but yeah.
I get it. I see why he likes him. But the point is that even if Hassan somehow purges the word Zionist from his vocabulary, which I doubt, he's still promoting backdooring people like Bad Empanada, who are genuinely sick, fucked up dudes, man. Just look into this guy, dude. I'm telling you, just Google his name. It's unbelievable what's going on here. He said all Israelis are valid targets. Yeah. I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg, if I'm being honest. But this one really, I mean, this is what he looks like. Charming guy. Oh, Hamas raped a bunch of babies and kids now? Where's the video evidence? I want to jerk off anyways. Very funny.
I've heard some people say I'm a free speech absolutist. What does that mean? It's just a virtue signal. It doesn't mean anything because they're never a free speech absolutist. You can say immediately like, oh, so I should be able to post child porn? Okay, fine. Not a free speech absolutist. Obviously, if things are illegal like that, you shouldn't be able to post illegal things. Oh, okay. So like videos of people getting killed, you can't post that. Okay, well, there's a law against even viewing or seeing child porn. It's not the same for viewing or seeing. Oh, okay. What about like mass spam things? Is that like illegal? Isn't that freedom of speech to advertise? If I have like 1,000 people all spamming a thing over and over again, like, is that like just free speech absolutism is just stupid. There's like a million things we'd all agree that we want to regulate. Nobody wants fucking spam. Nobody wants fucking child porn. Nobody wants, like there are things we all agree like probably shouldn't exist. And you maybe even could make laws against it, right? I'd be okay with laws that criminalize types of spam. Bush had that no call list, or was that under Obama? It might have been under Bush. That was awesome. I don't know if it works anymore, if we still utilize that, but...
Very funny stuff, guys. So, in short, I'm kind of curious of how they're going to enforce.
What's the principle, then, that allows for the good speech and restricts the bad stuff? These are cultural norms. You have to understand that liars can abuse your system. Most conservatives aren't willing to acknowledge that. So... the first thing is getting people to recognize there's a problem. And then the second thing is saying like, okay, well, if we have this right, we need to cherish it. And part of cherishing a right is respecting it and wielding it appropriately and responsibly. This is true of every single right. So, but nobody agrees that you need to do that, or at least a lot of people on the right don't agree with that. And there are people on the left too. So what, I mean, you can't even get the conversation off the ground.
It might be interesting just to see, how they do it, because I think it's going to be a mess. I think it's going to be ineffectual. And I don't think it's even going to be enforced. So, well, maybe I'm wrong. But until then, don't you call me a Zionist on Twitch, I'll get you. Don't you be calling me a dirty Zionist pig dog. Inbred pig dog Zionist. You can say that, okay. Because Hassan calls Jews inbred a lot. I don't know if you knew that. I've got a compilation going. You guys will see. I'm working on stuff all the time here, guys. In the basement, we're tinkering. Hey, Ducky. Look at him. So cute. This is Ethan Klein, guys.
Do you agree with this change?
Basement.
Wait, with which change?
You, and I do. For 2 days.
The Twitch change?
You guys like this format? I'm going to try to do these more often. It's just a 1